Every insight deserves an audience. Welcome to Atypica AI.
The billion-dollar reality check. Why winning Powerball could ruin your life, and how to survive if you don't.
The Powerball jackpot just hit $1 billion. Right now, millions of people are fantasizing about quitting their jobs, buying mansions in the world. But here's what nobody's telling you. Winning the lottery is one of the most dangerous things that can happen to you.
My research into every major jackpot winner over the past 20 years reveals a brutal truth. Roughly 1 in 3 winners ends up financially ruined, psychologically damaged, or worse.
Today, I'm going to show you exactly why that billion-dollar dream is actually a nightmare waiting to happen, and what you need to know right now to protect yourself. Let me start in the math that'll shock you. Your odds of winning are 1 in 292 million. To put this in perspective, you're 15 times more likely to be struck by lightning in your lifetime than win this jackpot. Even if you bought 100 tickets, your odds would only improve to 1 in 2.9 million. The expected value of each $2 ticket is negative 50 cents. You're mathematically guaranteed to lose money. But here's the real kicker. With sales this massive, there will likely be multiple winners, meaning that $1 billion gets split.
Now, you might be thinking, even $500 million would change my life. And you're absolutely right. It would destroy it. Let me tell you about Jack Whitaker, who won $315 million in 2002. Within 5 years, he'd lost everything to theft, lawsuits, and bad investments. His granddaughter died from a drug overdose. His daughter died mysteriously, and he died alone and broke. Or consider Abraham Shakespeare, who the wrong person with his 30 million and ended up murdered, buried in someone's backyard.
These aren't isolated cases. Research from the Swedish National Bureau tracked over 3,000 lottery winners for 20 years. While they found modest increases in life satisfaction, they also documented dramatically increased divorce rates, social isolation, and what psychologists call sudden wealth syndrome, a condition where people become paralyzed by paranoia, guilt, and depression.
But here's what's really insidious about the lottery psychology. Studies show that within months of winning, your happiness returns to baseline levels due to something called hedonic adaptation. The mansion doesn't thrill you anymore. The fancy cars feel normal. But the problems, the endless requests for money, the fake friends, the constant fear of being targeted, those stick around forever. I know what you're thinking now. This guy's just trying to kill my dreams. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm preparing you for reality. Because if you do win, and someone has to, here's exactly what you must do in the first 48 hours to survive. First, sign that ticket immediately
And make copies.
Store the original in a safe deposit box. Then, before you tell anyone, and anyone, including your spouse, hire 3 people, a fee-only certified financial planner, a tax attorney, and an estate lawyer. Not your cousin who does taxes, not your neighbor who sells insurance. Professionals who work for fees, not commissions. Because commission-based advisors will try to sell you products that make them rich while making you poor.
Next, choose the lump sum. 96% of winners do this because it's mathematically superior. Yes, you'll get roughly 461 million instead of the full billion. But here's why that matters. After federal and state taxes, you'll net about 280 million. If you invest that conservatively at 7% annual returns, you'll have $11 million to spend every year forever and still leave over $2 billion to your heirs.
The annuity option sounds safer, but it's actually riskier because it assumes the lottery system will exist and remain solvent for 30 years. Meanwhile, the stock market has delivered 10% average returns for over a century. Here's your wealth management blueprint. Put 50% in low-cost index funds, 20% in bonds and cash, 20% in real estate, and 10% in philanthropy. This conservative allocation will generate 5 to 7% growth annually while protecting you from major losses. Most importantly, never, and I cannot stress this enough, never loan money to family or friends. The moment you win, everyone you've ever met will suddenly have an emergency that requires exactly the amount they think you can afford. Instead, set up structured giving through trusts. You can gift $18,000 per person per year tax-free, but anything beyond that goes through legal channels that protect both you and them.
The winners who thrive follow this pattern religiously. Edwin Castro, who won the largest jackpot in history at $2.04 billion, immediately hired professionals, bought property discreetly, and has maintained complete privacy.
Tim Schultz turned his 28 million win in 1999 into a media empire worth far more today. They understood that winning the lottery isn't about getting rich quick. It's about not losing everything you just gained.
You might think this sounds extreme, but remember, every major winner who went broke thought they were different. They thought they're smarter. They thought their friends and family would be reasonable. They were all wrong.
My research shows the fundamental problem isn't the money, it's that sudden wealth amplifies every character trait you already have. If you're impulsive, you'll become recklessly impulsive. If you're generous, you'll become dangerously generous. If you have addiction tendencies, unlimited money will kill you.
The billion-dollar jackpot isn't a solution to your problems. It's a magnifying glass that makes them either manageable or catastrophic, depending entirely on how you prepare.
So here's what you should actually do right now. Buy one ticket if it entertains you, but spend no more than $10. Expect to lose that money completely. Then take the money you would have spent on additional tickets and fund. Investing $10,000 annually at 10% returns will make you a millionaire in 20 years without requiring a miracle. The lottery sells hope, but hope without a plan is just expensive entertainment. Build your wealth systematically, protect what you earn, and remember that the most dangerous financial decision you can make is counting on luck to solve problems that require discipline.
If lightning strikes and you do win, you now know exactly what to do.
But more importantly, you know that your real path to financial freedom doesn't require beating odds of 292 million to 1. It just requires starting today.
Want to learn more about interesting research?
Check out
Atypica AI.